Hello, this is JOMAJ Studios and this is our original fantasy action adventure, The Fall of Nale. Chapter 18. The entrance to the gauntlet does reside in this world. However, it is impossible for any mortal to physically travel there. Only I and Elis presently possess the ability to get there unharmed, informed Zeong. He then summoned up a ball of blue energy and used it to create a portal. This gateway will take you to the entrance of the gauntlet. Be careful. A demon said to be indestructible guards it, warned Zeong. The students signaled their acknowledgement with a simple nod and began to approach the portal. Hold it. The gauntlet will permit only 2 of you to enter it, said Zeong. The young prince, after hearing those words, brought out his 2 short swords and handed them to Luke. I am the youngest, so I will stay behind, volunteered the prince, knowing very well that he was nowhere near the level of his comrades in terms of being a warrior. The gauntlet dwells outside our reality, which is why a month out here will seem like just a few hours in there. Your only chance of survival is to work together, explained Zeong. Don't worry, we'll be okay, said Lance confidently, armed with his nunchucks and his father's sword. Lance and Luke then shook hands and jumped through the portal. The young warriors then found themselves in what seemed to be a rocky underground cavern. That must be it, said Lance, pointing to a portal made out of crystalline energy that constantly changed color. Lance and Luke then began to approach the gateway, which was more than 100 meters away from them. Then, without warning, a 10-foot demon monster came crashing out of the ground. The creature was red in color, with a humanoid upper body and a reptile head. Its lower body resembled that of a giant tarantula spider. The monster that had razor-sharp claws and teeth gave out a shrieking roar as it stood in between the warriors and the gauntlet's gate. The demon then began attacking by thrusting its bone-crushing spider legs at the young warriors. Students of Jacob in turn began rolling, jumping and flipping around the creature in an effort to get past the demon and through the doorway. Luke, while avoiding the demon's attacks, managed to roll under it. The young warrior then began to move towards the gauntlet's gateway. The demon, while battling with Lance, sensed Luke's presence near the gauntlet's entrance, which caused the creature to shoot out a brown liquid substance from its backside, which in turn covered the gateway before hardening up. Disgusting, blurted out Luke, as he tried to break through the unknown substance now covering the gateway. The demon, disregarding Lance as a real threat, turned round and began to approach Luke, who was still chipping away at the substance with Prince Nathaniel's short swords. Lance took this opportunity to draw out his father's sword and cut off the demon's back legs. The monster screamed in pain as it retaliated by backhand slapping Lance, which disarmed the young warrior and flung him to the ground. Luke, pumped on pure adrenaline and armed with his fellow students' short swords, dived at the now crippled demon, digging both blades of the short swords into the creature's neck. The demon, that was evidently in a lot of pain, couldn't even scream. Then, in one ruthless motion, Luke decapitated the monster while yanking out his weapons. This caused the creature to shatter into pieces. Luke then got to his feet and approached the now covered gateway, and with the use of his weapons, shattered it with a powerful spinning attack. "Lance!" called out Luke as he spotted his comrade getting to his feet. "I'm okay," yelled back Lance as he rubbed the back of his head. Luke then noticed the demon's parts regrouping like they were living creatures. "Lance, get over here now! This thing isn't dead!" cried out Luke. "I'll be right there. I have to get my father's sword," answered Lance, running towards the sword that was about 50 meters away from him and 200 meters away from Luke. The demonic body parts regrouped and melted into a red liquid pool. Out of the liquid pool emerged 2 demon creatures. Both of the demons then began to approach Luke, who in turn readied himself for battle. "Luke, go through! I'll meet you on the other side!" cried out Lance as he ran towards his comrades, now armed with his father's enchanted sword. Luke didn't answer Lance, but he had no intention of going through the gateway without him. Both the demons then leaped at Luke, who in turn reacted by leaping back. Luke, however, leaped a bit too far back and ended up going through the gauntlet's gateway. The creatures then began to make their way towards Lance, at the same time creating what seemed to be a 50-foot wide bottomless canyon with a purple energy blast from their hands. Lance, sighting the extra obstacle in between him and the gateway, took a deep breath and began his one-man assault. Making good use of his incredible martial arts skills, Lance began to move in and out of both demons, cutting off a leg along each movement, until both demons were severely crippled near the edge of the canyon they created. Lance then took 3 steps back and put away his father's sword. He then ran at one of the demons and attacked it with an aerial front kick. As the force of his attack pushed the demon into the canyon, Lance leaped off the edge and in mid-air somersaulted on and off the fallen demon, giving him enough leverage to jump to the other side of the canyon and through the gauntlet's gateway. They made it through, announced Zeong, observing Lance and Luke's progress through meditation. Prince Nathaniel, who served as the monk's audience, gave out a sigh of relief. After leaping through the portal, Lance found himself standing beside Luke in the middle of a white limbo. "Are you crazy? Your stunt could have got us both killed," yelled out Luke, unable to contain his anger. "It's my father's sword. I couldn't just leave it," quietly responded Lance, understanding Luke's anger. "We were trying to get into the gauntlet to get 2 armors. You know, the 2 armors that are the only thing that can be used to stop Elos," yelled out Luke. "I'm sorry. It's just that the sword holds sentimental value," said Lance. "Sentimental value? Lance, if we fail to get those armors, the kingdom your father died protecting will be lost," pointed out Luke. "Look, if I had lost my sword, how would I protect myself?" argued Lance. "If you had lost your life, how would I get both the armors?" answered Luke, pulling off Lance's nunchucks and dangling them in front of him to answer his question. "Hello, guys. I hope I'm not interrupting," said a voice. Lance and Luke looked towards where the voice was coming from, only to find a 4-foot dog that stood like a man, addressing them. It was black in color with a stripe of white in the middle of its head, and was dressed in a white t-shirt, a pair of blue jeans, a pair of white sneakers, and a black cotton jacket with a big red bee sewn on it. "Hello," replied the boys in unison, not knowing whether to be amused or threatened. "My name is Bequil, and I'm the keeper of the gauntlet. Before we begin, I need to know whether you two wish to go through the gauntlet as a team or as separate individuals," asked the funny-looking creature, as it did an impression of a tour guide in a jovial manner. "We wish to go as separate individuals," answered Luke. "What? The monk said we'll perish if we part ways," reminded Lance. "Well, my instincts tell me we'll perish if we stay together," replied Luke, throwing his comrade's nunchucks back at him. "Fine. Go your way and I'll go my way," said Lance. "Good. Then a decision has been made," said Bequil, then snapping his fingers. There then was a flash of light. "What are they doing?" cried out Zeong. "What is it?" asked Prince Nathaniel. "They have gone their separate ways. They will surely perish," said the monk, breaking his meditation. "Those idiots. Can't they put aside their differences for the sake of the kingdom?" said Prince Nathaniel quietly. The prince then got up and stormed out of the temple. As Lance and Luke were blinded by the flash of light, caused by Bequil, they could hear the keeper of the gauntlet's voice saying, "Surviving the gauntlet of the damned is very straightforward. Each of you will face the challenge of simply surviving through the various aspects of various dimensions. In each world, you will have to avoid certain dangers until a portal that leads you out opens. The gateway out will only open once and will stay open for 60 seconds. If you do not make it through the portal before the 60 seconds is up, you will be left to overcome the dimension's prime danger." That is the end of episode 18, but before you go, answer this episode's question. If Luke is a Christian, did he react the right way to Lance's decision to go back for his father's sword? Refer to the Bible and leave your answer via any of JOMAJ Studios' social media platform links, which can be found at jomajstudios.com. Like Water, The Next Age is now available on paperback and in ebook format via any Kindle device. Also, check out the JOMAJ Studio website, Twitter page, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channel for the complete Like Water series and all other JOMAJ Studio features.